Okay, so today we're going to review some of the multiplication strategies we've learned this chapter, and we're going to apply what we've learned to actually solve some multiplication problems. You're going to find what strategies work best for you, and they may be different for all of us, and that's okay because you're going to work on whatever is the easiest and most effective strategy for you. Okay, so I'm going to look at my problem here, 21 times 48. I want to make that quick estimate so that I know that my final product is reasonable. So I'm going to round 21 to 20, and I'm going to round 48 to 50. 20 times 50, if I think of it as 2 tens times 50, that would be 100 tens or 1,000. So I'm just going to put that over here so that when I get my final product, I can check it with my estimate. Okay, so I already drew out the area model here. And you'll see that I color-coded the boxes just as a visual for us as well. I broke apart the number 21 into 20 and 1 because there's 2 tens, which have a value of 20, and 1 1. I then broke apart 48 into 40 and 8 because there's 4 tens for a value of 40 and 8 ones for a value of 8. So I'm going to start by multiplying these partial products together, and I'm going to record my partial products over here on the side so that I have it nice and organized for when I add them all together at the end. Okay, so 20 times 40. Well, 20 times 40 is the same as 40 times 2 tens, which would be 80 tens or 800. I'm going to actually write that in blue over here so I can keep track of my colors to match it with the blue box. So now I'm going to do 20 times 8. So I'm going to switch to green. 20 times 8, well, that would be like 2 tens times 8, which is 16 tens or 160. Now I'm going to do pink here because I'm moving to my pink box. 40 times 1. You know that that's 40 because anytime you multiply a number by 1, it means you have just one group of that number. So it's its own number, it's itself, right? And I'm going to do purple for 8 times 1, which is 8. So now I'm going to add these partial products together to get my final product. So I see 8 ones, and I have 6 tens plus 4 tens, which is 10 tens, which I know is 100, right? So I'm going to carry that 100 up there. 1 plus 8 plus 1, that would be 10 hundreds, which are 1,000. So my final answer is 1,008. Looking back at my estimate, I see that those are very close, so I know that my answer is reasonable. All right, we're going to take a look at another problem that I'm going to solve using some other methods so that you're prepared to choose what works best for you when it's your turn. So this says, Mrs. Trainer's class is taking a field trip to the zoo. The trip costs $26 per student. There are 22 students in the class. How much will the field trip cost Mrs. Trainer? So I'm thinking I know the cost per one student, and I know that there's 22 students in the class. So I need to multiply the cost for one student times how many kids in the class. So I'm going to do 26 times 22. 26 times 22. Okay, so here I have 26 times 22. I'm going to think of 26 as 2 tens and 6 ones, and 22 as 2 tens and 2 ones, right? And I'm going to solve them and find the partial products to find my final product. So 2 tens times 20 is 40 tens or 400. Now I'm going to do 6 ones times 20. The 6 ones is 120, okay? Now I need to do my 2 tens times 2 ones, and that would be 20 times 2, which is 40, and then I have my 6 ones times my 2 ones, which is 12. So I multiplied each number by the other, right? So basically I just did 26 times 22 by breaking them apart. So I'm going to add them together. 2 ones, 2 plus 4 plus 1 is 7 tens and 5 hundreds. And if we remember back to our estimate of 600, I know that that is reasonable. So I'm going to look at solving this using our standard algorithm as well. 2 times 26. I think I wrote it the other way before. That's okay. We know it's the same. So I'm going to look at my ones, and I know this is 6 ones times 2 ones. Well, 6 ones times 2 ones are 12 ones. But 12 ones are the same as 2 ones and 1 10, right? So I'm going to put my 2 ones here, and I'll put my 1 10 from 12 up in my tens column. Now I have 6 ones times 2 tens. 6 ones times 2 tens, or 6 ones times 20 is 120, but I have this leftover 10. So that would be 130. Okay, so 132. Now I'm going to start with my 2 tens and 26. I know that when I multiply tens by ones, I'm not going to have any ones, okay? So I can put a 0 there. So 20 times 2 is 40. So I'll put 4 here. Okay, and then 2, or 20, times 20 is 400. So I'll put a 4 here in my hundreds place, right? Because that means 400. And now I'm going to add these together to get 572, which is the same answer I got the last way that I solved it.